Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. How are you? I hope that all of you are well by the grace of Almighty Allah. I am fine too. Welcome you all to NAB's Home School. This is Mahmudur Rahman, assistant teacher of National Ideal English Version School. Today I am going to take a Bangladesh and Global Studies class for the students of class 10. Today we will discuss on chapter 8 and our today's topic will be pages number 158 to 168. 158 to 161, and today we will discuss on the Election Commission and its functions. Let's see the board at first. This is the class of your half yearly term, class 10, subject Bangladesh and Global Studies, topic chapter 8, page 158 to 161. This is your lecture number 3 and your homework number also 3, and you will make 5 multiple choice questions from today's discussion. This is your teacher Mahmudur Rahman, and this is my phone number. Okay, let's see the board. We will discuss some points on today's class. Topics to be discussed. At first, we will discuss on the formation of Election Commission. In Bangladesh, the Election Commission is responsible for electing for the arrangement of elections in national level or in local level also, and for this reason an election commission is necessary. This is a constitutional organization. The election commission consists of a chief election commissioner, that means CEC, and not more than 4 election commissioners. The president of Bangladesh appoints the election commissioner, the chief election commissioner, and other election commissioners. The chief election commissioner acts as the chairman of the commission, and the tenure of this commission is 5 years. Next, we will discuss on the jurisdiction and functions of EC. EC means Election Commission. The Election Commission makes the voter list and all the necessary arrangements for holding elections at local government and in national levels. If there is any dispute arises regarding voter list or the commission or other terms, the commission will resolve it. This is the most important responsibility of the Election Commission. The Election Commission fixes the boundary of constituencies. The Election Commission appoints the required number of returning and polling officers for holding the election. That means there are some officers necessary for holding an election, and Election Commission decides who will be the officers. Now we will learn the electoral codes of conduct. That means there are some rules and regulations that all should follow during an election, and these are codes of conduct. Number 1, all concerned shall comply with the electoral rules. That means there are rules given by the Election Commission, and all concerned authorities and people will follow those rules. Number 2, any kind of payment, grant, etc. to any organization is prohibited. No candidate shall be entitled to donate, subscribe, or to promise to do this sort of activities in his constituency from the date of announcement of the schedule till the date on which votes will cast. That means after the announcement till the casting of the vote, no candidate is allowed to offer any kind of bribe or grant any kind of offers to any people and organization. Number 4, the electoral campaign. The candidates are allowed to make campaigns for their election. There are some few points. Without distinction as to political parties and candidates, all concerned will enjoy the equal rights to electoral campaign. But no bar to any meeting, procession, or campaign shall be made against the counterpart. That means no one make any hindrance or any barrier to the campaign of opposition parties. Everyone will enjoy the equal rights. Number 2, no mass meeting causing impediment to public passage on any road or highway shall be called or held without the permission of the competent authority. Number 3, if someone impedes the meeting or possession complaint against that person, the complaint has to be made before the police agency. The candidate or his supporter shall not be entitled to do anything of their own. That means during making campaign, the public life should not be hampered. The candidate should take this in mind. Number 4, no political party or candidate shall be entitled to use any government leaflets, vehicles, or to receive help from any public officer or employee or otherwise any national opportunity. Number 5, no posters, leaflets, or handbills belonging to any candidate shall be replaced by the same of any counter party anyway. Number 6, no electoral camp can be set up on the passage or road anyway. That means the candidates are not allowed to make campaign on roads or on public ways. Number 7, no government bungalow, circuit house, rest house, and government offices shall be used as a place of election activities for any party or candidate. Sometimes the ruling party may think that they will use the government institutions and government buildings for their campaign, but this is not allowed by the Election Commission. No party or no candidate is allowed to use government properties for their election campaign. Number 8, on the occasions of election, no loss or damage to any citizen's land, property, house, or any other movable and immovable assets shall be made anyway. No such work that disturbs peace shall be done. And number 9, all concerned shall abstain from wall writing in any form. Wall writing is strictly prohibited. Number 2, no entry with motorcycle, mechanical vehicles into the fixed limit around the polling booth, and carrying any kinds of firearms and explosives is legally punishable. Sometimes the supporters of any candidate may carry firearms for showdown, but this is strictly prohibited in the electoral code of conducts of the Election Commission. Number 11, no influential individual or public officer shall exercise illegal interference to the electoral functions. And number 12, no say striking religious feelings or causing fidgetiness shall be had anyway. That means when we are making electoral campaign, we should not say anything that harm the religious notions of any race or any supporters or believers of any religion. So these are the codes of electoral campaign. Now we'll know electoral crimes. That means which activities are considered as the crime during election. In accordance with the Representation of the People Order 1972, electoral offences and their penalties have been defined. Now we'll discuss on the offences or crimes. Number 1, to violate the rules relating to election expenses. Number 2, to receive any bribe. Any kind of bribe receiving is considered as electoral crimes. Number 3, to cast false vote or with pen name. The voters are not allowed to cast false votes. Number 4, to influence the election unfairly or to collect votes forcibly or to cause bar to voting. No candidate is allowed to make any force or take the vote of the voters forcibly. Number 5, to exercise any false play concerning the personal character of a candidate or any of his relations calculated to adversely affect the election of such candidate. Sometimes the the opposition parties may use rumors to win the election. and they use these rumors against his opponent parties, but this is also considered as electoral offenses. Number 7, to make a publish or false statement on the withdrawal of candidate by any candidate, candidature by any candidate. Number 8, to call upon or persuade any person to vote with the distinction as to particular religion, community, race, caste, sect or tribe. Number 9, to compel any voter to leave without casting his vote. This is very important. No candidate is allowed to compel the voters to leave the election center without casting his vote. Number 10, to treat unlawfully and violation of prohibition imposed on the meeting and procession is an corrupt crime. So these are the electoral crimes. Now we will learn the penalty for these offenses. What are the penalties? A person who is guilty of such corrupt practices is punishable with rigorous imprisonment for a term which may be 10 years. I repeat again, if any person do all these offenses, they will be punished for an imprisonment of 10 years and shall not be less than 2 years. So minimum 2 years of imprisonment is the punishment, and maximum 10 years, and also with fine election related offenses, but no suit may be filed against the electoral officers in charge and employees without permission from the election commission in writing. So these are the functions of election commission, the jurisdiction, the election code of conducts, electoral campaign, and crimes and punishment of these crimes. So my dear students, that's all for today's class. I hope that you have understood today's discussion very well. For your better understanding, read the text again and again, submit your homeworks, and your homeworks will be for today's class 5 multiple choice question. Take care of yourself. Thank you so much. See you in the next class. Allah Hafiz.